This is the Blind Grilling Experience, and I am the most interesting griller in the world. At the end of February 2021, I was doing all that I could to take my mind off of all the quarantine and worried about leaving the house without a mask. And I was thinking about the upcoming trout fishing trip that I had going with my brother-in-law. I was thinking about the white bass that were going to be running soon up the streams to spawn, and maybe even turkey season that was going to be coming about, and just really thinking about getting outdoors, waiting for some beautiful weather, and really excited about what we were going to be able to do this year in a whole new year of 2021. When out of the blue, my phone rang. A friend of mine that I hadn't heard from in at least 2 years, Richard Dodds. Richard was telling me that he had just moved to Costa Rica not long ago, and he was chartering fishing trips on the Pacific coast out of Capos, Costa Rica. And he invited me to come down and fish with him. And the next thing I know, my plane is landing. I've arrived in Capos, and I'm at the Marina Pesbela with my good friend, Richard Dodds. We arrived at the Marina Pesbela, where Richard Dodds is staying on his 45-foot Viking boat called Top Notch. The Marina Pesbela is absolutely beautiful. As we're getting ready to depart, of course, all the workers are coming in to the boats. We've got Carlos, we've got Alvaro, we've got Ian and Minor, who are all working on the boat that come out. They're getting things ready, filling the coolers full of ice. They're getting the rod and reels ready for fishing. They're getting the decks and everything all cleaned up and ready for our trip. As we're leaving the marina, and I couldn't help but think, what would bring somebody from northwest Colorado as an elk hunting guide all the way down to Capos, Costa Rica, to fish offshore for billfish and tuna and mahi-mahi? I didn't quite understand until we got there. We were pulling into this little area where there were acres upon acres of dolphins that were jumping, following the boat. And I'm talking hundreds of dolphins. But then all of a sudden we see the tuna, this ecosystem that is taking place of God's creation as the tuna are going after a lot of the bait fish and tearing them up. And then the dolphins are there to kind of scavenge and clean up the mess, and the birds that are flying and picking up scraps as well and cleaning up everything. Everything working in harmony together. Minor, who was captaining the boat at the time, was able to circle around and get in front, and the fight was on. These yellowfin tuna, man, they put up a fight.
Bye-bye, baby.
Finally, after a couple of the 25, 30-pound tuna, we hooked into a big one. And I'm in the fighting chair, and I'm going to town, and it was rough. I mean, it was over 10 minutes of just fighting this tuna. And it was one of those things that you could really feel the power. Then they see some huge tuna that are jumping. Boy, Sarah's going to town. She's putting me to shame. Oh, it is gone. Listen to that rip. Sarah's in the fighting chair. Sure enough, she got to fighting, and she pulled in well over a 60-pound tuna. Got it?
Yeah.
Wow, all right. Good job, Savy.
Nice work.
How's it feel, girl? Your first one's bigger than my first one. That's the way it goes. That's what I like. And they just hooked another big one. And she couldn't wait to get in the chair. It is just ripping line. Use the boat to back up to help bring in the line, bring the fish in. Oh man.
Good job, you did it. Way to go.
you lay down beside him, we can measure you two together.
Probably about half the size.
Ajá. Sí, 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 llevamos 8 ahí. Sí, sí, llevamos 8.
He's probably bigger than yours, Dad.
Oh, I bet he is. I bet he is. That's awesome, girl.
You're next.
I'm next.
You're next.
That sounds good to me.
I'll let you have the next one. It's okay. I don't mind. Come on, Dad. You got it.
And so after about 12 minutes of fighting this fish, finally they see the leader and they tell me, not much further, not much further.
Hey, look, he's right
And
there.
and Carlos grabs the gaff and he's able to hook the fish underneath and bring it into the boat. And there was this massive, over 60-pound yellowfin tuna, just amazing fish. And I was wore out. I mean, that was tiring. Amazing time out on the water, experiencing so many things that just can't be experienced in so many places. And here we were in the midst of this pandemic, experiencing this offshore fishing for yellowfin tuna and just having an absolute blast. We caught about 260 pounds of tuna, and after everything was said and done, we ended up with 150 pounds of fillets from these tuna. But we took a couple of those fillets up to the Runaway Grill there at Marina Pez Bella, and we asked the chef, prepare us something nice. He brought these nachos out with this raw tuna, some cucumber, onion, and this drizzle glaze over the top, and it was absolutely phenomenal, amazing. For our main course, he just put a quick sear on these tuna steaks over a bed of rice and beans as a typical Costa Rican dish. Tuna was absolutely amazing. Finally, we got into some smaller mahi-mahi. They call them peanuts. These smaller mahi-mahi, man, they were a lot of fun. Again, we took the mahi-mahi up to the Runaway Grill, and they fried up some fish fingers that were just absolutely phenomenal, just amazing. But want to give another big shout out and a huge thanks to Richard Dodds, to Elkhorn International. You go to elkhorninternational.com and check them out. They can plan for a great vacation for you and some friends or your family. Again, folks, we appreciate everybody tuning in to Blind Grilling Experience. Remember, if you're looking, you ain't cooking.